Alright, welcome back to another Sugar-Free League Season 2 series. Tonight we've got LZBLZ and the Rats. Unfortunately, the original game that was scheduled to take place got canceled, so we won't be able to see the rebrand Rogue Game Warriors play. We're actually just going to pop on over and watch this series instead. At least we get to see Fallen make a fool of himself once again. Always fun, as we apparently are remaking the lobby. So, good timing. Apparently we had a bug where one of the players couldn't ban. So it's just one of those annoying client bugs. So we'll get right back into it. I'll probably restart the client and then get back into the game real quick. Okay. Yep, he just left the lobby, so he'll be back in a second, then we'll get started. But that's just the life of working with Riot's client. Yeah, but getting in the matchup here, yeah, we got LZBLZ, the Rats. Both teams have done pretty well so far. LZBLZ again, the defending finalists of last year, and they've looked pretty good so far. I've seen a lot of sort of respect bans against, well, specifically the sub, and a lot of people have tried to ban Fallen out recently, so we'll expect to see some of that in the Champ Select, and of course Solarian has some champions he goes to a lot. So we'll, probably at least the first sort of round of bans will be definitely focused on certain players, as well as just getting out, a few of the really, really powerful champions. But we've seen a lot of Aurelias and Akalis and things like that going through. Alright, now we're getting back into it. Right, just a small indie company, Sometimes there's bugs with the client. You guys get it. As we get the Darius, of course, for Revdon, who's... Didn't touch on him, but he does play a lot of Darius, so... it's probably, I'd say his best champion. I think everyone else would agree. That's why it's been banned right away. We've got the Ornn also being banned, and Alistair going to join as well, so some... and then the Fiddlesticks, so some support focus early on. I know some Fiddlesticks and Ornn, maybe not support champions usually, but Ornn was played in support role today in the LCS, and Fiddlesticks has been a favorite of Leaks recently, even after Fiddlesticks had that time when it was the best support to pick, and then it just kind of stopped happening because they increased the mana cost, and everyone was just like, I guess we're not going to do it anymore. Just kind of faded out. Some people kept trying it, but just wasn't really worth it. But Leak's still on that bandwagon. We're going to get the last ban, Twisted Fate and Camille, which is interesting to see. Of course, Brandon, one of our players, known for playing Twisted Fate, and Fallen has played a lot of Camille as well. But yeah, interesting to see the Twisted Fate. Usually the sub, there's a bit higher priority things. Plays Veigar a lot, and to great success. So kind of interesting to see that he's not. They're going to ban the Twisted Fate over the Veigar, considering who they're playing against. But Twisted Fate can be very annoying to deal with as a map pressure champion, and in certain situations can really thrive. Now we're going to get the first pick Lucian into Jhin, and now we've got the Twitch hover, but I assume that probably won't happen. Zyzo has played a lot of Jhin. That was back before the bug fix to Halo Blades. He was a big Jhin player, played a lot of Jhin, especially with Leak's Thresh. That was the big combo of his Jhin and Thresh for Zyzo and Leak. But it's interesting they're going to Braum. Jhin and Braum is not a particularly good combo together, Like, they don't have a lot of synergy, but it's still just two strong champions with CC and utility, which opens up some more damage from Revdon in the sub. So, they don't need to shoulder as much of the utility duties. And we're going to get Orianna on the other side for Solarian. So he kind of like went away from Orianna for a while, especially when she sort of fell out of meta a little bit. And then Orianna, I believe, again, was seen today, I think, in the LCS, if I'm not mistaken. So he's going back to the Orianna. It's just a comfort thing. So he's just going to do it again once she's viable. And we're going to get the Kane, actually, to pick for the Staker here. Again, Kane, a very interesting jungle that has many different phases in the game. So the jungle matchup matters a lot in a situation, and blind picking Kane, I think, is generally a very risky thing to do because there are lots of champions that can counter him. Like early aggression junglers can definitely counter him and make his life really difficult, because if he doesn't get the form early on, it can be really tough for him. And Sejuani going to be on the other side there for Fallen. Of Sejuani, very, very powerful. And Fallen is very comfortable on those tank champions, so it makes a lot of sense to take that for him. On this round, and you also get a very good CC comp here. Like the Jhin, Braum, Sejuani, they offer a ton of CC here. It's very hard. Like once you lock someone up, they're not getting away, basically. We're gonna get Leona and Yorick bans. Yorick we haven't seen too much of, but it is a champion that a few people pull out, and Revdon has pulled out. So it's something just they're gonna prioritize banning away Revdon's biggest split push champion besides the Darius, and looks like the Leona gonna be banned on the other side, which I think it's a champion that really you need a combo with, and once you have Lucian on your side, I think that definitely works out. So it makes sense to take that away. And Morgana as well. Morgana, another good champion, especially when you're playing against this much CC. It would be great to pick Morgana here for the Rats. So lane 0 banning that one away is definitely taking a thorn out of the side before it goes in. And looks like we're gonna get Sion the last one here. Sion has been a favorite of many of the top laners in the SFL recently, and historically as well. Just kind of been a champion that's just always been around. One of those champions. We've also had a bunch of like weird Maokai players that there's like one or two of them that just kind of pull it out, even when it's not good and hasn't been good for like the entirety of the SFL. And looks like Will was talking about the Veigar earlier. Looks like Sub's gonna go for it here on the second rotation. He's comfortable picking the Orianna. I assume there's not a lot of threat onto the Veigar. Obviously, you can get poked out, and I would assume Orianna would have some sort of dominance in this lane. But the Veigar is pretty safe. Pretty hard to gank him. Like Kayn Orianna generally isn't going to kill you, I think, especially pre-6. So I think it's a pretty safe pick, and the Veigar is going to be the damage they need. But it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be very tough for the Rats here in these later game team fights, because Veigar Jhin is a very long range duo, and they have a ton of CC. So getting the backline to like kill the Jhin Veigar here for the Rats is gonna be very difficult. Of course, Kayn is one of the best champions at doing that, and Pyke, the last hover, is also a very, very good. And of course, we have to pick the support here, so I would imagine the Pyke's going to be a pick, but no, Brand is going to be the last minute switch. And that, it does make some sense here against the Jhin Braum combo. Very easy for the Brand to bully around those guys. Obviously, you have to be very wary of getting all in, because if one of those Winter's Bites hits, or a Deadly Flourish comes in from Jhin, and the root goes, like, you're going to get that stun proc, and even with the dysynergy between Jhin and Braum, you're going to get stunned up. Cho'Gath going to be the last pick. The two, Sion and Cho'Gath have been the two tanks I think that have been the most popular. And the Cho'Gath also makes a lot of sense here as well. I think you're continuing that big bulky front line, like death ball sort of thing going on here, with just the range damage to the back and all the tanks charging forward and peeling, depending on the situation. And the Cho'Gath also offers the Feast is like a pretty big damage source here, and if you can eliminate, and all these targets are squishy here, Aatrox, Kayn, Orianna, Lucian, Brand. There's no one here that's can take a feast straight to the face. Once they get gobbled up, they're probably going down. So I definitely like Lane Zero's comp here, but on the other side, the Rats certainly have a very potent one, with the right situation. A lot of setup for the Oriana ball, and when you have these big beefy comps, right, they want to get in a big ball and run at you and try and kill you. And Brand's a champion that... Brand is a champion that, once someone's in a big ball with his ultimate, he can just send that thing around, and you're going to take a whole lot of damage, from him, because he's got so much percent health damage and just raw damage in his kit. So that is a concern here. If the Brand does get a couple items, I think that's a very scary prospect, as well as the Oriana Shockwave. I think there's a lot of combo potential on the Rat side, but the execution's got to be pretty good there. Solarian did take the cleanse there, so he will have a way to get out of the cage in Sejuani, which is a very good decision here. Veigar Sejuani, that's a lot of CC. Definite a good choice on the cleanse. And on the other side, 2 TPs, Cho'Gath, Veigar are gonna pick that one up for lane 0, and just the 1 on the other side for the Rats, Aatrox with a TP. But standard stuff for the most part in the summoner spells. And the Aatrox, I think definitely a winning lane up top lane, but if Revdon can survive, I think it's a pretty good setup there for lane 0 in the mid and late game with their team fight potential. Still have about a minute on the spectator lane, then we'll hop right in. Yeah, I'm excited to see the Jhin again. I wonder what Zyza will go for here. There's a lot of rune options, but Comet and Fleet Footwork being the 2 most popular ones now. But yeah, once Hail Blades was taken away, Jhin fell into obscurity again. Jhin has always been one of those champions that abuses bugs, not just because of the way he's coded. Once you give him an inch, he takes a mile, just because everything compounds on itself with the way his AD scaling works and the percentages. It just I remember the bug with Rage Blade and now the bug with Hail Blades. I just made him a monster, but the thing was they were all bugs and they fixed them. But yeah, you got to sort out those, make sure they're not adding more than they should. But unfortunately, that kind of destroyed Jhin as a champion. And now he's back, I guess. Zyzo trying it again. Of course, good to see Solarian on the Oriana again. And the Lucian Brand is going to be a pretty potent bottom lane. Lots of damage there. And a very, probably going to be a pretty excruciating early game for Zyzo and Leek. Right. Up against Good Luck I'm Terra and I Be Lurkin on this Lucian Brand combo. Yeah, going to be very tough for them to survive that one. And, of course, the Comet. There's just, I'm having flashbacks to playing against Brand in bottom lane right now. It's just unpleasant for me thinking about it. He hits like 2 W's and then you're like, oh, I guess I don't have a health bar anymore. And then he can kill you with 1 rotation. It's pretty fun stuff. All right. Do have pretty good skins. Unfortunately, Nate's not here to give us a skin analysis, but like the Santa Braum going on, the High Noon Jhin, like that. Valcast Cho'Gath, all very cool. Actually, a big winter theme here. I suppose it happens when you have a bunch of champions from the Freljord or whatever. You got you get winter themes going. It's a shame they didn't make Jhin have 6 shots. Then he could have been a real cowboy. But the invade is coming in here. With the Braum, you have very good level 1. We'll see if they can find anyone. Of course, Vagar can scale the cage and try and get that going. And looks like they will find someone, but the Winter's Bite will land, but yeah, not in range. Sub will get a stack of AP and go on his merry way. And back to our separate jungles now. Both red starts for the Kayn and the Sejuani. Kayn jungle routes have had much debate over time. Pretty much always start red side on him. And looks like it's going to be the red to the Krugs here. Sometimes, you know, some old Kayn routes, you'd go start Raptors and then just do like a full clear of the red side and lots of different stuff. But Kayn's just a very good jungle clearing champion, you know, at every point in the game. He clears the jungle just very, very well. And it's hard to keep up with, so good pathing on Kayn can definitely get you a lead. Especially stealing away the Krugs and Raptor camps. You know, there's a lot of XP in there. Those can be huge. Looks like Sejuani's going to go straight from a red all the way up to the blue side now of the Staker. Who's going to go ahead. He's cleared the red and the Krugs, now going to the Scuttle Crab. And we'll see if he realizes what's going on, is able to go into the enemy jungle, and he did. Sejuani was spotted on an award, so and no Fallen is in there. And looks like it's going to be a vertical jungling situation here, which I think definitely favors the Rats, because the jungle, like, you don't want to be jungling around Revnon here on the tank. I don't think that's good. But right now, they're going to go ahead and try and collapse on the Kayn. Zyzo and Leek are here. They're going to find the Staker and not get the stun here. The cage does stun up Ivy Lurkin. Now Zyzo trying to go forward. The Ignite. One more tick. Leek will land the Q. That's first blood over to Leek now. But they've still got to get out of this one. And looks like the W will land from Google Commentary. One more auto away from killing Leek, and they will get this one. A Relentless Pursuit forward, and Ivy Lurkin able to pick that one up. Also got red buff in a 1-for-1 trade, so it's tough to say who got out better, because First Blood was picked up there for Leek, but Ivy Lurkin gets the kill for the Rats, and he gets the red buff, so I think you might favor the Rats there. And now Fallen's going to head up the top side. Bald's going to get knocked up. And Revnon going to flash forward, get the auto attack, and down he goes. So, Fallen right back at it. Unfortunately, the last fight did go a little bit... Could have gone a lot better for Lane 0 Blizzard, but because Fallen was up on the top side, they were outnumbered, and so Lane 0 sort of went even in that fight. But now the sub in trouble. The Staker continued to chase him, but yeah, the tower's in range, and you don't have the damage you need yet. So... He's got all jungle items right now in his inventory, the Staker does, so not a lot of combat stats there to try and kill the sub, and he even had flash up, so it was pretty unlikely. But it does chunk him out and force him to go back and use that TP, so still some value there. And Sejuani, because of this invade that was stopped, Sejuani's going to be able to come back and get her full blue side jungle, and now Staker's really hurting for XP. He really doesn't have anything to farm. He's got Krugs up again, which he could go to, and now he's checking his own jungle, but that's everything's already gone there. So while the fight, you could say, was won for the Rats because of that red buff in the kill onto their AD carry, well, the jungle certainly favors Fallen and the Lane 0 now because of the way that worked out. Staker wasn't able to get anything. Now Bald's going in on Revnon here. He's up a level, and look, he's got him very low. An E forward, and now Revnon trying to slow him up. No, it will not be enough. Bald will get the solo kill in the response to that gank. And just a longsword in the coal there was able to take Revnon down with that catalyst. But yeah, that level advantage really came into play there. Really helped him out. Landed all those Qs, and once you chain those together, you'll definitely take down whichever target you're focusing. Revnon with a TP still. We'll get right back to lane. Bald already used his TP, so at least there's not a huge TP advantage now. Especially, adding insult to injury after the solo kill. Bald does have level 6, so potential die with the ultimate. But Fallen's going onto the ocean here. Leek trying to tank up in the front line. The shield will block a lot of damage to sub now. Ooh, the cage is going to force a flash from Ivy Lurkin. And good luck, Terra also got out of there, but had to use his own flash as well. The spot lane's actually very low because they've been continuously roamed and moved around both sides. So they've actually missed a lot of minions here and are actually they're level 3 at like 6 minutes right now. So this is Kind of a unique scenario where both bot lanes are very low on XP here. And that's not the right way to walk. I think you might want to walk around the other way. Walking straight through a brand there isn't the best decision I think you could make. And the cannon will be secured. Leek gonna get that one with a relic. Always a good feeling when you do get that. Sometimes you're zoned off it and you're like, oh, I can't walk up for it. But it will get it that time. It's also a very big concern with the brand. But because all this fighting that's gone on, there hasn't been actually a ton of laning time where the brand's been able to just harass Leek and Zyzo on this. So good luck on Terra hasn't had the opportunity to really take over. It's definitely footwork from Jhin now. That is the move to the rune, which scales pretty well still, and the healing's pretty good, but I don't think he's any overheal. Probably took Triumph instead of the overheal. A lot of movement speed potential here as well, because of Guardian and obviously Jin's base, base movement speed and the movement speed he gets from his kit. He has a lot of movement speed actually, which helps a lot. Dodging out on skill shots here is going to be really important later in the game. There's a lot of skill shots that Zyzo needs to dodge. Just abilities. And spacing, of course, always helpful. Movement speed is never bad. Unfortunately, you can't get quite as fast as you like. This is no Earth. You can't become the fast here. Ball's gonna get knocked up again. So Revdon trading back actually pretty well after the solo kill. It doesn't. Thought he might the lane might spiral out of control for him, but he's doing okay. And the CS difference is pretty pronounced here in the mid lane. Solarian 64 to 45 for the sub. It's not going super well there. The Solarian's definitely winning that matchup. Sub has contributed quite a bit here. He got double flash out of the enemy bottom lane, helped rotate over and get the dragon as well with that cage. So he hasn't done nothing here, but he's definitely struggling in this lane. Solarian doing a good job punishing the weak early game of the Veigar and taking advantage of Orianna's superior range at this stage in the game. This cage is going to go down, but sub will miss. Just buying time for Fallen to take out that ward. The Staker's still level 5, while Fallen is 6 here. You can see that 39 to 15 CS. Obviously, it's a little bit skewed because of lane minions, I believe. A few were taken. But Fallen's still very ahead in camps because that initial first clear just... Staker got like one side of his jungle to farm. So, and a Skull Crab, but that was it. And he also died, so... Yeah, it didn't go super well for him to begin with. And more bashing around in the top lane. In the bottom lane, we've got another goal. We got 2 goals in this game. But Zyzo bought that one pretty late, so that's going to pop very late, which is one of the later in the game it gets, the worse the goal purchase becomes because of just the delay on that. The whole point of the item is to essentially get your second item faster, but you sacrifice time on your first item to get your 2 item spike faster. And so the later in the game you get it, the less value it has, essentially. Never bad to get free gold, but it just takes a little bit of time. Looks like the top laners, again, have been pretty even. But they're going to go at it again here. Revdon continuing to auto away at Bald. Kiting away, but in the bottom side jungle here we got a 3v3 fight. The sub just now rotating, as well as IB lurking. Now it's going to be a true 4v4 in the jungle here. Blue buff is the target. They're trying to get on this one, and the Staker and Solarian are going to go for the steal. They got their bottom lane with him. It's a 4v4. And Jin's open up on the curtain call. Leek goes forward. He's going to knock up a few in the back line. Solarian already kills Leek, though. And it's already a 1-for-1 trade. The Staker and Leek have fallen. The sub now running away, but a TP in from the Bald. It will kill him. And, well, no TP available for Revdon. There was a little bit of TP difference there. So Revdon not quite able to join that, and his team will pay the price. A 2-for-1 trade in the end, and blue buff secured. But I think actually Bald picked that one up. Maybe... Or maybe it was picked up by the sub. Actually, I think it was picked up by the sub and then he was killed. Excuse me. But he gets it in the end. That's what matters. Blue buff very good on Aatrox, as we all know. I say that sarcastically, but it actually isn't bad. Aatrox is a champion that wants cooldown reduction as fast as possible, and considering he's only got the Warhammer and a Phage, like he only has 10% right now, and the blue buff gives him 20. And once he deletes the Black Cleaver, he'll get a big boost of, you know, the 20%. So he'll have 30 total and 40 with the blue buff, but it actually kind of matters right now, a little bit, for lane training patterns and things like that. Leak gonna go ahead. Oh, stops the back. It's actually pretty good. That means that Ivy Lurkin's gonna either miss a wave or have to stay. Looks like he's gonna choose to stay here. So good luck on Terra backed a little bit further back, a bit more conservatively, and he leaves his 80 carry out to dry there. Sub did go for the Glacial Augment build, and looks like he went for the Lost Chapter, and now he's gonna go into the Hextech GLP. With that Hextech Revolver, so. The standard first item here, it's what he goes pretty much every game. It is something to note. I haven't had the chance to ask him what if he likes Spooky Ghosts as an item. He has built it a few times. I think he's built it once or twice, but he doesn't always buy it. He usually goes for the GLP and then straight for like Death Cap, or sometimes he'll go for Morello, or like an Oblivion Orb to Death Cap or something like that. Sometimes he'll build it like after those items, but he generally doesn't build it very early on. Now the Staker gonna go forward in the bottom line here. Zyzo and Leak. They've got help from the sub who's roaming down. Fallen's quite a long ways away though. Leak gonna go forward. It will find a knockup, but he's already low. The Brand ult is bouncing around. And looks like Staker gonna pick up that, or Ivy Lurkin can pick a kill on Leak. Ivy Lurkin flashing forward. The Q comes in, but Fallen will stun him up for now. The flash away from Fallen, and looks like everyone will get away, but Leak falls before he's able to make it out, and the Staker falls as well. So 1-for-1 trade again. As Repnon actually taking advantage here. He's up a level and took a good trade there. Already went for the Rod of Ages here. Of course, the Abyssal Mask wouldn't be too good this game, at least for the first half of it, because of the lane matchup. Now the curtain call goes to open. Good luck on Terror is already very low. The heal comes in. Ivy Lurkin going to tank up for him in the front line. Does force them off the turret, though, and buys them some breathing room, and will allow Zyzo to get a back in. So the current call definitely not wasted there. Also forced out the heal. So pretty good trade overall. Storm Razor now going to be completed. Big power spike for Jhin, especially Jhin specifically, but all 80 carries as well. Just a very good item, and the movement speed really helps out. The attack speed change also to Storm Razor makes it a worse item when you initially purchase it. And the Shockwave going to go down. The sub gets low, but he will get away. Leak going to be able to come in here, give him Guardian Shield and help him out. The Staker coming in mid lane. So it looks like both junglers and a support come in to help out their mid laners get the back timings they want in. But it's definitely beneficial for Solarion. The back timing is preferable for him. He's up 30 CS right now, 120 to 91. And a level of experience as well. But the sub actually has a shutdown because of the kills he's picked up. The Staker can go ahead and knock up Revnon now. Without Bald isn't really here to help out. Revnon, red buff, excuse me, red smite is ticking. Staker continue to chase here. Red buff is on him as well. Fallen Artemis is going to get knocked up. Flash forward from Bald here. Oh, looks like Revnon will get away over the wall, but Fallen now in trouble. He's left all alone. And looks like Revnon will get away, but Fallen will fall. Zyzo and Leak now in the bottom lane. No, Leak gets stunned up here. Going to jump back to his 80 care, but flashes in, and looks Leak ended up going down to the brand damage. And Solarion, sub trading back and forth here. Ooh! Almost killed the sub, just needs one more ability to hit, but he won't find it. Primordial Burst just wasn't quite enough. Oh, the flash forward, the Q, the sub will land it. Flash forward in front of the melee minions, so that way his Q could hit. Of course, the Veigar Q goes through essentially one unit. You get one unit to travel through, so it hits two things in total. The second unit will stop it though, so like you hit three things in a line, but you can hit up to two. And so flashing forward past the melee minion meant there was just one minion in front of him, or between him and Solarion, and he was able to pick up that kill with the flash there. Very smart play, knowing his character very well. And we're going to go back for another ocean here. The third ocean spawning in a row, and we're only at 15 minutes, about 16 once this is taken, most likely. So the spawns have been interesting. Ocean Drake pretty good when you have a Veigar on your team and an Orianna, as well as Brand, who he doesn't really buy mana items because he's a support, but he definitely uses a lot of it. So it's not a bad Drake to have by any means. And surviving Brand poke damage is good too, being able to recharge up the health regen. And we got some stuns up here by the cage. And oh, Shockwave going to come down. Leak is already low. Flash away from Solarian along with the cleanse. But look, Terra going to be a support that ends up going down. Leak's still alive. And well, that's what Johnny won't miss. Ball not able to hit that one. Watched too many NA junglers and decided to miss his Sejuani ults. Oh, good knock up there for Renan. And look, a bunch of people locked up in the shade here. The sub going forward, but Solarian's still alive. And the sub walked too far forward. A shutdown here coming in for the Staker. Now Fallen forced to kite back with the remainder of his team, and Leak will put up the shield to try and block some of the damage from the culling and keep his jungler alive. But that started out really well for LZBLZ, but it ended up going pretty horribly in the end. Revdon still with Feast available though. No flash, but the Feast could be big. And the Rift Herald going to end up charging down. A little bit of a visual bug there, but we'll end up charging in the turret here. The other team Bald is going in. He will find a kill. The Staker going to pick that one up. And they're continuing to charge forward. Revnon, Curtain Call is used, but it's out of range here. The Staker is found a little bit too far back, though. Revnon, he's just going to gobble him straight up. Rifto will get another charge off, though, and the Tier 2, the inner turret here in the mid lane, is already at half health, which is a pretty big map swing. Getting the mid lane turret and the bottom lane turret here at about 18 minutes for the Rats is a really good sign that they have the map control. They're doing pretty well here to start out this game. Of course, this is the strength of the Rats team comp as compared to LZBLZ. They have a much stronger team comp later into the game. At the 30-40 minute mark, that's when LZBLZ team comp is going to be really, I think, the best. Of course, the sub with the infinite scaling is never going to be bad, but that 30 minute mark, I think, really is they're going to hit their stride with their just team fighting prowess because of the way they've drafted. Looks like it's going to be Deathcap second here from the sub, so he's done this a lot. He basically always goes for GLP first, and then, not always, but a large portion of the time, he'll just straight up rush Deathcap, the second item. No Oblivion Orb, no Morello, completion, nothing. He'll just go straight for the Death Cap. He'll get boots, but he'll just go straight for the Death Cap, and it makes a lot of sense with the way Veigar, the stacking AP works because of his passive. He gets extra AP, but it is very, very kind of greedy because you have a big power trough from your one item. Because, like, a needlessly large rod, it's a lot of AP, it's good, yeah, but it's just a long time until you get that second item. But he does always go Hextech GLB first when he goes for the Glacial Augment build. Just some ward clearing now, and again, we've reached a lull in the game. Probably nothing too spicy going to happen for a while. Especially, I think, if Lane 0 has anything to say about it. I think this is the time where they just sit back and try and wait this game. I think the Rats have a little bit more of an onus on them to do something at this point. But both teams scale decently. Like, Blizzard probably has the edge in that regard, but I mean, the rest of the Rats don't really. They fall. Again, 6 items, they're worse, but until they have decent scaling through the mid game, so they don't have to make anything happen immediately. It's not like their win condition is pre 20 minutes. Fallen now found himself in a bad spot, but he's gonna use that Arctic Assault to just hop away. Obviously, getting caught here is really bad for LZBLZ. They gotta play defensively at this stage in the game and just wave clear and make sure no one gets caught. But try and keep the health up on these turrets. Like, they need to be aggressive, at least in that sense. And Right now, Zai's completely out of position. He's up in the top lane. He's backing now, but Revdon has come in with a great knockup to start this team fight. And he's got Ivy lurking already. The feast went down. And he's dead. Brand in the back, Brand all the back lane to do a lot of damage. And Staker, though, is stunned up too far from the rest of his team. Fallen flashes away and will survive. Leak getting low. The Q comes in from other team Bald. And now, the Staker finds himself in a bad spot. And Zaizo, the back comes in, and he's able to get a kill on the backside of that one. And at least get it somewhat even at a 2-3 trade there. A positive play there for Lane 0 Blizzard. Didn't look like it was going to be good to start with, but Zaizo coming into the back end of that one really helped out. Well, there's a Mountain Drake now. No more oceans, of course. It can't spawn anymore. No oceans can spawn anymore. Only three in a game of any type of dragon. I thought maybe that the Rats would try and sneak this one out, but Lane 0 is already on their way. Now a TP in, though. Looks like the Rats aren't going to give this one up without a fight. Solarian coming in, looking for a big shockwave. We'll find two. The sub and Leak very low. Leak will go down, or sub will go down already. And now, they found him to a choke point, though, and Revdon hits a double knockup. And, a feast, and he's already dead. Well, didn't even have a chance to pull the ultimate there. Ivy Lurkin going in, and Revdon will flash away. He dies for the trap in the backline. Ivy Lurkin falls. I'm screwing up the names here. Good luck, I'm Terror. Oof. He died to the trap in the backline there. One of the Jin traps found him. The Staker now finds a knockup, though. Fallen. While dodging the 4-shot there with the old Staker. Gonna go and pick up the kill here. Also knock up onto Fallen, and Ivy Lurkin gonna pick up that kill. Now Zai's was in a bit of trouble here. Already picks up one, but not gonna be able to pick up the second there. Lee gonna use the ultimate defensively to get away. And a 3-for-3 trade overall at the end of that one. Essentially. Over the course of the fight. Ivy Lurkin and the Staker now going to go onto this dragon. So this contest from the Rats worked out very well for them. They're going to pick up the dragon. A pretty even fight, but they get the dragon in the end because they have the jungler and the AD carry alive at the end of that one. And they're already at the pit. Other team Bald going to go ahead and work his way on this top lane turret. He's got a lot of health to work through, but the split push is pretty good here. He should still have the advantage in the side lane against Revdon. He does have some RO items, but with the cleaver and the lethality from him, he's be doing okay. But Fallen going to try and deny that with a gank up top lane. A little late in the game to be ganking, but trying to catch him out there. He does force the ultimate though. Is a win, and they also get him off the turret, so the top lane turret will stay intact for now, which with the turret count rapidly dwindling here for Lane 0 Blizzard, anything they can keep alive is good, so they can just buy time for them to get their items and the stage of the game they want here. The sub is still working on Death Cap. He has the gold, actually. If he goes back right now, he'll have the gold to buy Death Cap. He's been sitting on those two needlessly large rods for a while. Now, we've got a lot of people in the mid lane here. All 5 from both teams. I think this is probably the point in the game where you'd want to set Bald to the split push. I don't think that Lane 0 has a really good control of the map and would be able to take control of the Baron Pit and actually force Bald back. So I think the split push could really work out from him. And like I said, he probably isn't going to be in a situation where he's forced to use the TP he doesn't have, right? So I think the split push would probably be more beneficial here, but Lane 0 actually pushing forward to try and put some damage on this turret. Revdon has been pretty good with the ruptures this game. He's hit quite a few multi-man ones in these team fights. And he's found his way to, into those back lines to feast on key members at key times. Baron going to be started up, though. The Staker already started that one, but it's spotted out. Leak going to spot that one over the wall with a ward. So both sides know what's going on here. Revdon is TPing in. Fallen has gone over the wall. Still 2,000 health on the Baron. Fallen looking for the steal. Oh, they stopped DPSing the Baron. Fallen is all alone on the Baron, right? He could steal that when the current call opens up, and they're going for the damage here. Fallen is trying to work his way back in the pit and deny Fallen here. 1,500 on the Baron. It looks like the LZBLZ is winning the team fight. The Baron, the 1,200 now. IB Lurkin and kill Fallen, so there's no smite left here for LZBLZ. IB Lurkin gonna go in and kill Zyzo. Now just the sub left alive. It's a 3v1, but everyone's low on the other side from the Rats and sub full health. IB Lurkin, oh! He's gonna get away the Baron, not able to quite kill him. Seems like a very big amount of indecision there from both sides of whether or not to go for the Baron or actually take the team fight there. In the end, no one gets the Baron and a couple deaths on both sides. Now sub, he's very potent here with the Death Cap Hextech GLP combo. He does a lot of damage, and there's not a ton of MR on the other side. Just the one Spectre's Cowl for the Staker, but no one else has any except, you know, I guess Merc Treads, of course. But that's not really MR, it's just a little bit. It's not going to stop you from getting blown up by the Primordial Burst. But, Vision Control is the name of the game here. No Dragon, just Baron up right now. Both sides have Oceans and a single Mountain for the Rats. The second Ocean doesn't have as much value as the first one, so the second Ocean not as big a deal. As we're gonna get a slight pause here, we had someone be say, we'll see if they do send us a reason or not. But probably just gonna get right back into it in a second. Seems like we have one of these a series. Okay. No one has said anything to me yet, so we'll wait to find out here. The item spikes are coming in here together. Solarian is going for the Death Cap, but he went for Death Cap after the Oblivion Orb. And, well, IB Lurkin's actually quietly 7, 1, and 8. Didn't actually realize he had so many kills. He was doing so well. He's got that 850 gold shit on him. So it's pretty tough to take him down. He's very strong right now, but if they do, they'll get quite a chunk of change. Again, Leak goes for the Locket. What was it? The Locket very often. Locket of the Iron Solarian. He goes for the Locket first a lot, which seems strange to me because of the changes now. But he likes it, and I suppose the teamfight utility does make a lot of sense. Especially, you know, it's rough, right? If you buy Knight's Vow first, and all of a sudden you put it on your AD, you know, you put it on your mid laner, and your AD carry is like, excuse me? You can offend a lot of people with your Knight's Vow placement, so you got to be careful buying that item. Create a lot of strife within the team. Still no word, but we're chugging along. Little podcast time for me. The sub has reconnected, so we should be starting pretty soon. I was thinking of moving to LA and starting a podcast. I think that would be a really unique thing for me to do. Not many people have done that before, so I think I could really carve out a niche for myself. Do a few ad sponsorships for Dollar Shave Club and Humble Monthly. If you want to go ahead and support Sugar Free League, you can go to perfect timing by the stream elements there. You can go to humblebumble.com and we'll go to that, but it's a complicated. I'm just gonna click the link in the chat. There's an address, but it's very long and I don't want to read it out because no one will remember it. So click the link in the chat. We've also got an Ace of Predator link, so click the link below that and buy stuff, and we get money, I guess. Little kickback. Nope. Primary Burst goes down, but the sub will not find the kill. Ivy Lurkin's going to survive that one. And now Ivy Lurkin's very low, though. And, oh, chunk out from Gluckheim Terror as well. The sub is just doing a lot of damage here. Like I said, not a ton of MR. A little bit. And I think that might have been what saved Ivy Lurkin's life there. The Merc Shreds. Otherwise, he might have gone down. I make no money from the sponsorship. The sub gonna find the cage though too. Gluckheim Terror gonna force flash away. The ball's going back in, has ultimate, but has not popped it yet. This poke damage from the sub, just tearing them apart. Again, both sides of ocean, so they should be able to regen up and get back to this dragon here. But already starting in the mountain. Blizzard is looking for this one. They have Feast available as well as Jin 4-shot and Smite, so they got a ton of burst potential at the end of this thing. Especially your Sejuani, the E as well. Oh. And Fawn will secure that one with his Smite. Yeah, I'm doing it for the good of the SFL, not to line my own pockets. Not sure what the sub will go for next in this game. Very commonly, he'll go for Void Staff and. Sometimes he'll go for Spooky Ghost after the Death Cap. Situational, he'll go Zonias, which I could definitely see an argument for going for Zonias this game. Some maybe Banshees well, but the situational items. He might just go for more damage with the Void Staff, because if he can kill IB Lurkin or Solarion right off the bat, I think you lose a lot of your team. You lose a lot of your damage there. Revnon charging forward. Will not find anything yet. Daizo again. He's going forward aggressively again. Looking for those aggressive auto attacks with the rapid fire cannon. Staker looking for an engage on the side. Again, no split push in this game at all. Neither team is committed to a split push of any kind. Bald does have a TP advantage, so he could go for it. Solarion gonna get rooted up, and the grenade will land. The cage, gonna find Bald. Solarion and Ivy Lurkin trapped in it. Oh, the Primary Burst goes down. Solarion will fall, and now the team fight is gonna break out. Revnon kiting back, Fallen lands an ultimate for once. The Staker taking Zaizo on the other side. Revnon will fall, though. He's working 3-on-1. And now just 2 members left here for Blizzard. Zaizo and Fallen trying to kite away. Zaizo's doing a good job of it right now. The Moonsweaver is really helping him out, but looks like it's going to be a rather poor trade for Blizzard there. 3 for 1. And this might be over to Baron here for the Rats. It looks like it will be. There is Vision here for Blizzard. Vision actually going to be taken away now with the Control Ward, but there is still the Rift Sculler. Looks like Curtain Call is going to be opened up. The Staker and Gluckheim Terror both hit with it. The 4-shot hits IB Lurkin, though, so not a ton of damage. Of course, the lower your health is, the more damage you do with the Curtain Call on all the shots, but especially the last shot, which crits. And that will force them off the Baron, though, so the Curtain Call with the good shots from Zaizo will buy them some time, which is good. And the Void Staff for third is going to come in for sub as well. And, it's going to be a lot of damage from him. Solarion and Gluckheim Terror both have Dark Seals with quite a few stacks, 8 and 6, respectively. So that's no AP, it's not an amount of AP to scoff at. And some more awards being cleared out again. Vision, that's the name of the game. The Rats controlling it for now. They have been in control of the map for the majority of the game. But Blizzard only really needs one team fight to get into this one. Because once they win one, I think they'll just kind of keep winning them. The way their team comp works. Well, Bald's going to go in here. Already popped his ultimate. The sub trying to run away, but he's on the front line right now. He's already going to get taken down. Leak not able to block enough damage. The sub was out in front of everyone. Fallen will go down as well. Already 2 killed here, and Leek's going to miss the flash over the wall, and that results in his death. Zyzo with the movement speed probably going to get away here. Another auto. Will he actually kill Bald? He does! Revenant being chased on the other side, but Zyzo now... Well, Kane's going to hop straight inside of him, and that will spell his doom. On the other side, IB Lurkin going to fall. A good rupture there from Revnon will allow him to pick up the kill, and a big shutdown as well. 850 gold over Revnon. But still, the Rats will pick up this Baron. We got 3 members alive, while Blizzard has none. Can't imagine Fallen will steal from the grave. There it goes. The brand damage certainly helps out. One of the rare supports who actually helps out with Baron damage and is actually really good at it, better than some damage rolls because of his passive doing that % health damage. Essence Reaver actually, I'd be lurking going for Essence Reaver third, which is interesting. Usually you see the transition to crit with Rapid Fire Cannon or Phantom Dancer third for Lucians, but Essence Reaver, it's sort of one of those items that, like, when it's good, it's great. When it's not good, it's awful. It's just a gold trap. So if he uses it well, it's going to be amazing. You know, Staker already into the pit here. We need to face off on the Dragon. Will Fall and win this Smite fight. It looks like he will actually going to come up with that Smite. It's only a Cloud Dragon. This actually might not have been worth it, though. Fallen going to be forced to flash away. Staker still chasing. We'll find a large knockup. The Leak knocks up in return here. Bald's charging forward, but the Rupture going to interrupt him. Probably a blue buff steal is going to come in. It will. Oliver Ivy Lurkin. Well, the sub has decent wave clear against the Baron, but Baron minions are very strong. It's going to be hard to hold this one. But a cage landed. No follow-up yet. Fallen did not have ult available, and that's their big go tool. As well as Leak with the Glacial Fissure is another big engage tool. Once the Baron has been taken, now Ball has decided to split push here in the mid lane. And in the bottom lane, the Rat's going to pick up the inner turret. They haven't enacted split push at all until the 35-minute mark with the Baron. And now Ball going to go for it here, working the top side as well. Mid lane pushing, I believe in... It's hard to tell. We'll give it a quick look. It's going to be in the Rat's favor, so that will come in eventually. So they'll have 3 lanes pushing at some point. Eventually they will. Right now they're just trying to work on the bottom lane. Again, these Cannonmans with a Baron buff, you can't really reach them, so it's hard to defend against them. And they just do a ton of damage. The 4-shot isn't even going to take that one out. He's going to need the grenade as well. And as a result, it's going to get another shot off against the turret. Breaking the base could be huge for, if they break the base, this Baron play has been very good here for the Rats, but Revnon will find and engage. Fallen's going to go in as well. Solarian flashes away and cleanses. The Staker, nom, but he's going to be able to get in the Staker and heal up. And now, Shockwave's going to land a couple. The cage is in a good position, though, and is preventing some people from charging forward in the team fight. Solarian and Ivyler can do damage to the backline, but look on Terra goes down. Fallen still tanking up. Ball very low. The Fallen will fall first. Now Zyzo will get the kill there with a flash forward. Solarion and Ivyler can survive, as well as Zyzo and Leak, but just 2 left for each side. The clan tag screwing me up. The group tag. Ivy Lurkin goes forward, but Zyzo has already done a ton of damage. Now you've got me saying it again. Ivy Lurkin and Solarion will actually win that little duel and take down this bottom lane inhibitor. They're going to move their attention over to mid lane as well, and they've got minions pushing in the top lane, and looks like they're going to get the turret there at least, if not the inhibitor. So this might be a triple inhib here. 36, 37 minutes now. And a triple inhib for the Rats. This definitely looks like it's their game to lose. For good measure, IB Lurkin will steal away all the camps in the jungle here. Going to take the red buff or the Krugs. We'll see if they take... Nope, not going to take the Raptors. Not greedy enough. If there was ever a champion that is good for stalling out the game and benefits from it going longer, it's the sub on this Vagar. He's just gonna keep stacking up the AP, so always a chance here for lane 0. Jin not a great wave clear to carry, but he has decent range, and the curtain call can buy some time. But 3 inhibs down does not bode well whatsoever. The sub's gonna find a stun here, and engaged by Fallen. They find the Staker, but he's gonna ult right back onto Fallen Artemis. And Bald's gonna get thrown into his ultimate, gonna revive now. Zylo gets a 4-shot off, but the Staker are still alive through a Primordial Burst and a Jin 4-shot. Now a Shockwave hits 3, and this looks like it'll be the end here. Ivy Lurking gonna pick up the 1 kill, and well, that's a triple kill there for Ivy Lurking here. 1,000 gold shutdown to end the game, but no one's gonna collect that bounty as the game does end. The Rat's gonna take it. Game 1 to them. I thought it was gonna be a really good game for lane 0. I think the team comp really benefited them, but in the end, the Rats with just a heck of a lot more firepower take it. Surprising to me. I would have put my money on lane 0, but there you go. That's why I don't bet, because I'm bad at it. Apparently. Alright, already ready for game 2. So no waiting in between. Okay, yep. Already in the lobby, so we should be started at game 2 in just a moment. Alright. We're all good over here. Hopefully I'll stop being confused by group tags and things like that. You can only hope. Don't have the damage. I already exited the lobby because I got an invite. So sorry about that. I'll try and do the damage after next game, but I got the invite, so I was trying to move along. But they're just sitting here waiting now, so what was it for? Yeah, we have a lot of Maokai players, but I don't think we've had Maokai support. I can't remember a game. Maybe off-stream, but I don't think I've casted any games that have Maokai support. Which would be... that's a fun one. The Maokai, you stack the bushes with all the things. Yeah, those are classics. The stacking the Jin and Maokai traps. And a bush. Those are the classic strats. Get you on Reddit very fast. Until the mods delete your post. For not being relevant to the game. Throwing shade at the Reddit mods. Please don't ban me. I've never even posted there. I just watched an I Will Dominate video on them. That's all. Alright, now we've got everyone in the lobby. Hopefully we'll get started. If you do want to find me, though, you can find me at twitch.tv/I'mNotKios, and also try and throw my YouTube link in there as well. I'm trying to be a businessman now, really plug my stuff. I'm in the mood because I plugged all the sponsorships earlier on in the show. I gotta really drag it out here with all the sponsorships and all the plugs. Okay, now we're ready. I think. Yes, I believe we are. There we go. Oh, of course. Half the teams, we gotta get on the same board here, because half the series switch sides, half the series don't. These guys screwing me up, man. So I think Darius just got banned based on the noises I'm hearing as I change all the labels. And it makes sense because Revnon's playing, got the Alistair and the Camille as well. Lane 0 actually going to ban that one. Assume to take that one away from the Staker, but Fallen is often first pick. He's first pick Camille plenty of times in the past, but not going to prioritize that one this time. And bring it to Lucian as well, which probably pretty good. Probably a pretty good idea after game one. I'd be lurking. He didn't really like. It wasn't like, oh wow, he's really far ahead. He's destroying everyone. But all of a sudden, he had like 7 kills and only died once. It was getting pretty scary. And Twisted Fate. Again, we're seeing the Twisted Fate ban. I'm just kind of surprised by it. But challenging him to play Vhagar, I suppose. The Solarian just saying to the sub, play Vhagar and I'll beat you on Orianna. Of course, the Darius Fiddlesticks. I think those are probably going to be the two same bans every single time. I wouldn't be surprised if Twisted Fate changes in Game 3, if there is one. But I think Darius and Fiddlesticks are probably always going to be banned. And Orianna's going to be a pick here. First pick Graves from Fallen, which is interesting. He decides he likes Grave over Camille. And Graves, not a bad champion by any stretch of the imagination, but just kind of interesting, I think, because Fallen has always been a player who's played more towards playing with his teammates, and Graves not exactly a champion that really cares to do that. He just kind of farms, and then he's very strong later in the game. That's just kind of the deal. Interestingly, though, we do get a Pantheon, which could go top or jungle. Is good in either spot. And Syndra. Oh, I actually decided to see the sub on Syndra. That's an interesting one. Syndra's I think the two control mages in Orion and Syndra, that's going to be actually a really good matchup to watch. I kind of want to just keep my camera on the mid lane here because Solarion has made his name for himself on the Orianna, and seeing a mage be mage battle, it's going to be kind of just mono in the mid lane. Of course, it could be jungle interference. You never know, but that's definitely going to be a good matchup to watch. But with the Graves already being picked, I wouldn't expect him to go to the mid lane and gank it. And Yorick bans again, Ornn bans. So a lot of the same champions getting on the chopping block. well, the Ash's pick, I didn't even touch on that. The Ash pick's actually very interesting. You don't see Ash much anymore. She was pretty good, before the big change of Season 8, where AD carries were just completely changed. But now she's pretty much non-existent, so it's kind of interesting to see the Ash. It's another utility AD carry, kind of like the Jhin, which Zyzo played in Game 1, and IB Lurkin will be playing in Game 2, now that he picked that one up. Again, you just don't see it very often. It's like kind of... it's just not very good, I think, to be honest. Ash has always been a champion that is sort of preyed upon by other champions, but she always is like, well, I have good range, and I got utility and the potential for game-changing ults, but she's just always been very vulnerable and weak, and then the changes to AD carries made her even more so. So her weaknesses got kind of even more pronounced. But especially with the Morgana on the other side, being able to Black Shield those arrows could be huge. Like, I think that's going to be tough for them. But we do have the Nautilus picked and Lulu. So Ash, Lulu bottom laning is Jhin Morgana. That's an interesting one. Something we definitely haven't seen and is very off meta. And the Nautilus, the same, pretty much off meta. And Nautilus going to be in the top lane this time with Revnon. And, well, might see a Shen. We did see a Shen the other day, which went very, very well for Papa Skips. But no, we're going to switch back to the Urgot. Out with the old, in with the new. Urgot's going to be the choice this time. And, well, I assume that's a Morgana support, not a Morgana mid lane. Probably swap in a second here. But, I mean, it's just, I don't know, I'm still just like very confused by this Ashe pick. It's, again, good range with Lulu. The Lulu can kind of protect her and stop that, but... yeah, I don't know. This is the thing with Ashe ult, is Ashe ult is a game, like, if you hit an arrow, it's a game-changing thing. Like, if you hit that key one at the game time, or you hit the top laner from your bottom lane turret, and all of a sudden that's a kill and then first turret, like, those things can win games, but, she's very mobile, and she dies a lot. Like, if she's left alone, she dies. The good news is that there aren't any assassins. There's not very aggressive enemy champions. So she's really not afraid of that. Both sides are both sides are very much ranged, middling distance, like team fighting comps here. The Pantheon jungle obviously going to favor early aggression here for the Rats, which kind of worked out for them in Game 1. So I'm not surprised to see them go for a similar strategy here. Clean's going to be the pick for Orianna again. Solarion going to play that one safe, which, again, against Syndra makes sense. But Graves should have the upper hand here. I think the Staker kind of picked himself into a bit of a counter matchup there with Pantheon and the Graves. Of course, Pantheon's not a champion you pick to interact with the enemy jungler. Pantheon's just kind of like, I'm gonna go gank a bunch. Like, I'm gonna clear my jungle a little bit and then gank a bunch and then clear my jungle a little bit and then just kind of gank a bunch. Like, that's what you pick Pantheon for. So the matchup is can be irrelevant if you just path around him and just like, all right, I got red buff, I'm gonna go gank 3 times. But yeah, Graves is definitely going to out-farm Pantheon at pretty much every turn and wins the 1v1, for the most part. Like, as long as he kites correctly, he should win the 1v1. And just another minute unexpected delay before we hop in the game. Also... excited to see the Ashe build. I did play a bunch of Ashe last season when I was... I skip around and play all different roles. I started playing support, played jungle, played AD carry. I swap all over the place, but did play a big chunk of AD carry last season. I played a lot of Ashe because I was just kind of like, she's probably pretty good for learning AD carry because she's very reliant on good mechanics and good positioning. Otherwise, you just get picked apart. So, and I had a good time playing her. I always loved the Essence Reaver build myself, But that kind of obviously got destroyed with a complete change to Essence Reaver, and now most Ashe players go for Blade the Ruined King into Runins is the most common. But some people go for the Blade the Ruined King Cleaver build. Some people go for Essence Reaver, but again, these are all like kind of niche, not really very common builds. And Ruden's Hurricane to me is just kind of a required item on Ashe because for wave clear, she doesn't have any real wave clear in her kit, so she kind of needs it. But also, like, you slow 3 people instead of 1. Like, that's pretty good. Being able to slow 3 people with your auto attacks as opposed to 1 is like pretty crucial. Plus, you're comboing with Blade the Ruined King because Blade the Ruined King is on-hit damage, which is fully applied on Ruden's Hurricane bolts, as opposed to just the raw AD being 40% of like 2 of the bolts are 40% and the main auto attack is full. So it has a lot of synergy with her kit and her build, her first item. So that's what I would expect Zyza would go for. It's possible that Zyza and Leek just picked Lulu and Ashe together so that they could wear the matching skins. I wouldn't put it past them. Because they have picked up the Cosmic Enchantress and the Cosmic Queen, I think, the skins. So maybe it's just a fashion show. That's very possible. I wouldn't put it past them to do something like that.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Excuse me. Did have exhaust for Leek though, as opposed to the Knight on the other side. Alright. And in the mid lane, both went for the Doran's Ring. No corruption potions there, but corrupting potions in the top lane.
Minions have spawned.
Again, lethal tempo, the common rune as well. Ashe, very attack speed focused champion with her, because she goes for the on hit. And you need attack speed to charge her Q consistently. But it's just a real shame the Essence Reaver isn't the way it was, because I always felt like the Essence Reaver version of Ashe was just way more fun to play, as well as brought out the strengths of the champion more and made her more skillful and just better in the meta. Sorry, I had to sneeze there. But without it now, without the CDR, Ashe just kind of isn't the same champion. She struggles with that, so she's turned less from a caster into more of an auto attack based champion. You get your utility through the autos, and once every 90 seconds you get a really cool arrow to shoot out, as opposed to once every 30 or once every 60 or something, or less than that. And we're going to see a lot of it in Blazing Phase, just throwing out the volley from Zyzo. There was in preseason, I know not this preseason, the last preseason, Season 8, there was a build with Comet where you just you just took Comet and you just pressed W off cooldown on Ashe, and it was obnoxious because the combo would always hit unless you had a dash. And it just do so much damage over it, not immediately of course, but like over time, like off cooldown, I get hit by Ashe W in Comet. Like, all right, this is new. So the one problem with Essence Reaver and Black Cleaver together, you do get 40% CDR, which is really nice, and you get Armor Shred. But the two things you're missing is you don't have Runin's Hurricane in the build. You are also missing a ton of attack speed, which Ashe needs attack speed, again, because she needs to interact with her Q. Otherwise, you're missing an entire ability. And Ashe doesn't really have abilities to spare, considering she's an entire ability dedicated to vision. But as I say that, Revnon's actually taking a huge trade on the Bald in the top lane. He might actually have to flash away from this one. He misses the E forward, and now we got a gank in here for the Staker to try and come back on Revnon. But Bald is very low. He's going to flash away now. Revnon doesn't have a flash to fall, but looks like he's going to retreat defensively. And, well, my little talking period, my little podcast got brought to an end as the Staker, of course, had to go for a gank on the Pantheon. So I'd be looking to go head forward for an aggressive force shot, but now I'd be looking to go like I'm Terra, be taking the low, falling in it, dash forward, and Field's going to be baited out here, but nothing else used. Small CS lead for Solarium. He had about a 30 CS lead at the end of the laning phase in the last game, but he's eked out about a wave of CS now. And keep our eyes on that one, because that's a matchup to watch. Probably pretty good over there. Perhaps I'll just take control from the directed camera, because I do want to see that. It loves the bottom lane for some reason. I guess because there's more people in it. Maybe. Yes, the matching skins is great. I definitely think they should that Riot should make more skins for bot lane champions that have synergy. Ashe is actually a lot of synergy there. She's got a shared skin with Nautilus, with Lulu. She's just a Freljord champion, so she shares that with a lot of other champions. What's the Valentine's Day one? She doesn't actually have any supports, but she's got other 80 carries. You just go ahead and get a look in the mid lane here. So again, Solarian got a wave of CS here as we go to the bottom lane here. Gank came in, TP from Revdon. Ivy Lurkin's probably dead here as we look at him. Terra's gonna be the first to fall, first blood. And no, the flash away, actually. Ivy Lurkin's gonna survive this one. It looks like, yeah, he's gonna get away. He's gonna be fine. But a big early gank here. Revdon's still level 5, TP down and made a play. Good team coordination there. Revdon's very far behind now, though. He's at 33 to 47 CS, and Bald's getting a lot of damage on this turret. So top lane can take a big hit in order to get this bottom lane ahead. Lane 0 going to invest in that, and we'll see if that pays off. And, well, the bottom lane has already developed a CS lead, but none of those the kill didn't go over to actually the bottom lane itself, so Zyzo and Leek didn't actually gain a ton out of that. So Revdon with a good pull on Bald here. He's actually going to go in for the ultimate here. He took a turret shot, so Bald's very low. Revdon continuing to chase flash forward, gets it slow, and looks like Bald will go down one more auto. Will he get it? Will the E come off cooldown? No, the hook's going to be enough. The E did come off cooldown as well, but Revdon just bashed the keyboard and something was going to hit, and down goes Bald. So a solo kill. Revdon was taking a really good trade too, and then he got ganked, and that got called off, and then he's able to come right back to lane after TPing to another one and pick up a kill for himself. Already 2 kills he's able to pick up for his team. Both plays made by him. The Staker about even in CS. Well, actually, slightly ahead of Fallen in the CS, but the experience is the same for the most part. Fallen should hit level 6 off the next camp or 2. So the Staker has like a clearing advantage right now, but generally it's the other way around. Like you'd expect the Staker to be behind in camps, but have ganked way more. Right now it's Graves with more ganks and less camps, which is very abnormal. So some wards being battled over, but yeah, Bald's he's up in CS right now by a significant margin, but when he fights Revdon, it has not gone well. And bottom side play here. Looks like Solarian and the Stake are making the way over. Leak gonna get bound up. And Fallen's here as well, but this is a 3v4. The sub is on the complete other side of the map. And Fallen's gonna fall immediately. Shockwave gonna pick that one up. And Curtain Call, well, it was a theatric show, but it was short-lived. There was no renewal for Season 2. Is Revnon gonna find another hook here on the Bald, and again, he's just like, he's bullying him around. Usually Urgot's doing the bullying. He's gotten in trouble with his teachers a lot, but Sub now in trouble in the mid lane. Solarion gonna try and find the kill, but no, the Staker couldn't find it either. And now Revnon fighting again up in the top lane against Bald. Oh, the ultimate just misses, so no potential for the Fear Beyond Death execution. Bald gonna be forced to flash away as Revnon lands another hook. He's outplaying him in this lane right now. Revnon definitely winning this one, but despite the CS difference, he is winning this lane. He's already contributed to bottom lane as well. And good look, I'm Terra now. He's being focused by Leak and Zyzo. Looks like he will fall. Leak now use the ultimate on himself. The Ignite Burning, he will survive. Now Ivy Lurkin's got the challenge of running away, but the CC's there. The slows bought himself a little bit of time, but now Zyzo's continuing chase. Needs 2 more autos. 1, 2. He's going to get it. Zyzo with the flash forward will pick up the kill, and Zyzo and Leak get a 2v2 kills. And, are living up to their reputation. Had a great Season 1 in the SFL, and gotten off onto the wrong foot. At least for their standards, in my opinion. But are, hey, with the games like this coming back. In the mid lane, though, things have settled down. Solarion's actually now the one in a slight. Yes, as I say that, he's right back to 90. So dead even in the mid lane. Solarion does have red buff now after the stuff that went down on bomb side. He's able to pick up the kill and get red buff. Both players on like similar items. Lost Chapter and Pen Boots for the sub, and just Lost Chapter and some AP and MR for Solarion. Battling it out in the mid lane as they're trading aggressively. The sub going to land the knock up here, but Revnon is here to help out and make this thing not a very even one. Solarion with the flash away. Revnon he's been all over the map. He's just like, alright, I'm fighting. Who's here? I'm fighting you. I don't care what lane I'm in. I don't care where I am on the map, but I'm gonna try and hook someone and fight them. Now Fallen going up for a gank on the top side. Revnon, ult available, cannot get in range. Looks like Bald's gonna get away. Revnon going in again. Fallen is in the pit right now, in the Baron pit. He will dash over and come around. Bald trying to dash away. He will find it. Revnon with no more CC quite yet. Use the ultimate and the hook. Zyzo didn't even tempt the hero arrow from the bottom lane. A vroom vroom. I have always enjoyed that sound. For some reason. A little bit silly, but... Right, back on the Rift Herald now. Revnon with this top lane control has allowed Fallen Artemis to come over and take this, but did give away red buff as a result. The Staker again with a big CS lead now, actually. It's grown significantly, but he has not affected the map as much as Fallen has, and so they're kind of reversing roles here. Fallen, again, like someone who plays with his team, is very active on the map and ganks heavy, so it's kind of interesting to see him ban away the Camille and then take the Graves. It's just very strange to me. It's not a bad decision, but it's just like not what he does normally. And I don't think where his strength lies, but he's trying alternative playstyles. Picked up the Kindred recently as well. Well, not, I say recently, it was a while ago, but it feels recent to me. I was just so shocked and in awe from his Kindred play. Luden's Echo going to be completed for Solarion. He just kind of raced toward the Luden's Echo as opposed to stopping for the Pen Boots like the sub did. His Revnon getting aggressive, but taking the aggro on the minions, definitely going to lose that. Warrior completed for both junglers now. Red smite for Fallen, blue smite for the Staker. We got Storm Razor for the Jhin, and a Cutlass and some attack speed for Zyzo. So the first items coming in for both sides. Just kind of at that one item spike point. That's one of the things with Ashe as well. Is you really like boots on her because she's a mobile, so getting the moon speed is really nice. But that delays that first item power spike, which is pretty crucial, especially when you're buying Bork. But just one of the many things. I'm probably just complaining because I gained elo with playing Ashe. I just press R on someone, but after the changes, I could no longer do that, so I'm probably just salty and bitter about it. Dash forward, the Ashe arrow doesn't miss. Look, I'm Terra had the black shield on him, but he flashed away from it, which is kind of interesting. I guess he was afraid of it timing out. It was a good arrow from Zyzo, but didn't hit the mark, and didn't secure the kill, but gets the flash. Looks like things have calmed down in the top lane. Revnon's not fighting at every single opportunity now. It looks like it's going to be a serrated Dirk now for the Staker. So he's actually going for lethality. He's building more damage now, which is... It's a dangerous game you play. Because... you're investing a lot in damage on a champion that does not scale well at all. Which means that you got to make something happen, like, now. Or in the near future. Otherwise, that goal is really, really wasted. Like, if you buy Black Cleaver here, oh well, point interrupted here. Leek's going in on Look I'm Terra, but the Staker gonna strike back here and kill Leek as he was jumping through the Jhin traps, and now Curtain Call will come in. The show begins. Look I'm Terra gonna miss the first binding. The Staker drops in as well, but in the wrong spot. Sub is here to try and help out, but gets stunned up by the Staker. The Shockwave will miss with a good flash from the Sub to get away. As the theatrics continue, looks like we're on to Chapter 2. But that's a boring chapter about philosophy and stuff, and no one does the fighting, so... we can skip that one for now. On to Cloud Drake now. Jhin looking for the closing remark, but misses the 4-shot. Now arrow doesn't hit. The Black Shield is good from the Staker. The Staker gonna go ahead and go into Zyzo. Looks like he should win that fight. Revnon's gonna die in the front line. Flashes away. Will he get... No, the Tormented Soil will catch him before he can make his grand escape. The Sub will live, so will Leek, as he hops over on the Blast Cone, but 2 members of Blizzard fall, and looks like the Rats are having a really good game too as well. The author's feelings and the introspection made me uncomfortable, so I had to skip that one. I've also things I need to do. I need to move to LA, start a podcast, and write the next great American novel. All pursuits that have never been done by a white guy in his 20s. No one has ever done, no one's ever done that before, so just put that on the list for me. Now everyone working towards the second item. Got the first item down. I'm number 2 on the menu. Oblivion Orb is back, baby. Solarian loves that item. He's always gonna buy it, I swear to God. He's always gonna buy that freaking thing. He could probably play like Zed in the mid lane. I'm buying Oblivion Orb anyway. Revnar now looking to take out Solarian and send him to Oblivion. It looks like he will. A shutdown for Fallen. The Staker now in trouble. Revnar gonna auto him up and get the root. The Ashe arrow. It was, he was trying to help. Maybe a little unnecessary, but he was trying to participate. He didn't want to be left behind. You know, he's sitting in mid lane. Look, I'm Terra now going to use... Well, okay, that... yeah, I didn't think I was going to do much of anything. Usually you need to CC someone to land a Morgana ult. Bald flashes forward, a very delayed E, but he finds it in the end. Zyza now going to get executed. As, well, it was a bit disjointed, but he got the kill in the end. And that's where Ashe is very immobile, guys. Walk up a little too far, things don't end well. Now Blizzard's going to find a turret up in the top lane. And the sub going to protect the mid lane tower while we get a split pushing Jhin in the bottom lane. No real threat on him though, so he's fine to do so. Tell you, Jin's voiceover lines. Very intense, very like, that's some hardcore stuff over there. Ball now dashing away, but Fallen continue to chase Lulu ult to knock him up. The overgrowth, well, takes him down. Revdon, hook not even needed. Continued damage onto this tower, but takes a while when you're a Jhin. Again, Ashe Herald is dodged by that Morgana Black Shield. Look, Terra's been on top of those. And with a flash, he'll get away. I think we've seen 2 Ashe ults already that have been dodged by the Black Shield, and one that would have been dodged, but look, Terra shielded himself, would not have been stunned with the Ashe ult and then flashed out of the way. So doesn't really count, I don't know. But he's been good with the Black Shield, that's the point I'm making. The flash, not so much. $600 shutdown gold now on Fallen. He's got a lot of gold in there. And he got the Rift Herald as well. But this is a very strong Graves, and this is exactly what they wanted to happen, really, because the Ashe is not going to be the carry. She's the utility. The real AD carry here is Fallen. Zyza is just kind of Zyza is a secondary damage source on objectives, and a CC bot, essentially, this game. Of course, the more crit you do have, crit actually scales interestingly with Ashe. We'll probably not going to be able to talk about that, though. Gonna get another Cloud Drake here, which... Hey, if Jhin gets 2 Cloud Drakes, he's gonna be like... I'm trying to find a funny analogy here, but... Or a funny joke about how fast Jin's gonna be, but he's gonna be fast. That's my point. He's gonna be very fast. Looks like the curtain call will go in. And now, looks like the Staker will go forward with his old ultimate dropping down. Ball's going to go ahead forward, but the overgrowth from Lulu going to save Revnon for now. Ashe Herald does land this time onto Ball, but the execute comes through despite it. And now Fallen Artemis and Zyza have to force to kite away the sub with the stun. He will not buy enough time. He falls in the end. Solarian going to pick that one up. Oh, flash forward from Zyza will find the kill onto the Look, I'm Terror. But that's going to be it here. 2 for 2 trade overall. A lot of flashes and ultimates used in that last fight. And reset time now for both sides. Most likely. A bunch of gold here for some of them. Now we have the Baron spawning. And vision control of that will be important again. The Rats with very good vision control in game 1, allowed them to... Well, there's a few stumbles where there was team fights and then literally no one took it, but they had pretty good vision control of the objective and were able to leverage that into getting some one team fights for them, and eventually took the Baron. now Bald up in the top. I haven't addressed his name, but other team Bald, like, I don't even know what to make of that name. Because, like, okay, like, the other team's like, it's a statement. It's not like a question. It's not a proper noun. It's just a statement. You know what I mean? Like, even if they are bald, what does that matter? Or the sub? Oh, Asher does find its way on the sub, looking for the kill. Well, nope, Zyzo ends up getting killed in the end on the Go Look Terror. Oh, the curtain call almost kills the sub. The 4-shot. Now a long range hook there. Catches Solarion. Revdon gonna land the ult onto him as well. And in the front line, other team ball is gonna fall. The Staker, well, he meets his end as well. And a very good fight there for Lane 0 Blizzard. That's what I'm talking about with his Ash ult. One can change a game. A big pick off there. The Black Shield wasn't quite ready. And the pick in a one-team fight, 3-0. Potential for a steal here, Solarion with no shockwave, but there's a burst potential here. Fallen. Oh, the smite comes through. Don't worry, he's got it. He's been good with the smites today. Did steal a dragon in game 1. Didn't really matter, but he stole it. So, you know, that's what matters. And now, the shoes on the other foot. Fallen and Lane 0 Blizzard are looking to be ahead now. As Revdon finds another engager on a Staker, but I think he bit off more than he can chew. The sub going to go ahead and press the R button on a Staker, and that will almost kill him, but not quite. Now he gets turned around, the Bald will execute him, and that will fear Revdon right to his death. He got so scared he killed over. Died of fright. So how can saying other team Bald, it's a statement, it's not a threat. In order to threaten someone, you have to use a verb, I'm pretty sure. Like, I will kill you is a threat. Other team Bald is, I will make you bald. That's a threat. Other team Bald is a statement. I don't think it's a threat. I don't know. We'll never get to the bottom of the mysteries of some of these names. That's the beauty of online gaming, though. Everyone's got a weird name. Or like, you know, the sub. You know, some people have names like that. Which is fine, I'm not judging. Just not very inventive, that's all. You know, put a little effort into it. You know, be like Elite Gamer 69. Oh, the sub now caught up by the binding. Bald. No, the blast gonna be there. He's safe. He's fine. Don't worry about it. Oh, hook gonna be found on a Go Like I'm Terror flash though. Again, he doesn't have Zonies. He's got the Athenes, which makes sense if he's playing defensive with his team, but no Zonies means no ultimates. Now the curtain call goes up, but Lane 0 is charging forward and it's forced to be cancelled. The Staker with the exhaust, the front line will delay a lot of damage, but many Lane 0 Blizzard members low on the other side. Bald gonna miss his ultimate. Flash forward. Oh, the binding is eaten up, but Zyzo gets the kill. And Blizzard with another victorious team fight, 2 kills, but the sub and leak very, very low. And now a Mountain Drake could be a nice pickup here for Lane 0. Very good spawning times for them. They get 2, you know, Cloud Drakes, and all of a sudden, oh hey, we're winning. We get a mountain here. Very good for them. But yeah, again, it will be the Runaan's Hurricane build. Second, let's pick up a Vamp Scepter and a BF Sword. Is he gonna build Bloodthirster on Ash third item? I would think you'd buy Infinity Edge or Phantom Dancer, but hey, I mean, Lifesteal's a good stat, I guess. Sure. Hey, we could do it. Looks like Solarian actually completed the Morellonomicon. No sitting on Oblivion Orb for 40 minutes. For him today. He does that every once in a while, and it's like, are you gonna ever finish that? Like, there's a Mundo on the enemy team. Do you think you should get grievous wounds for, you know, get Morellonomicon, get grievous wounds? No, I'm just gonna sit on Oblivion Orb for another 20 minutes. But, you know, I digress. Again, the Staker has built a lot of damage this game, and he's just not he's not super useful now. We've hit the 30-minute mark. The Pantheon, I mean, he does damage now. There's no doubt about that. Astral actually going to hit. Oh no, the Black Shield was on the wrong person. IB lurking. Now the Nautilus comes in. He's in a real heap of trouble here. He's trying to kite back the best he can. He's doing a good job so far. Shutdown over here. Fallen has gone down, which is huge. That's a lot of their damage. Now Curtain Call will be eaten up by Revenant. He's able to tank it though. And 2 kills over to lane 0, so it was going bad. Once Fallen went down, I thought that maybe they'd lose the fight, but they're still one and they're continuing to go forward here. Look, Terra looks like he will fall the stun up from the sub. And that should be it. But a 1 for 3 there at the end there for lane 0. Now, Blizzard's firmly in control, which is, you know, it feels like kind of like a repeat of game 1, just kind of like the opposite sides in the, you know, this time, like a pretty similar. You know, the game is pretty even, and then, you know, one team just sort of opened it up, you know, took Baron and did a good job of, you know, getting some advantages with that. The rest get a little bit more in game 1. Now, ult's going to go forward. We'll find IB lurk and Revnon with the hook as well, continuing to CC him up. But he should get away here. Agil's going to come in. He'll miss. Now, Bald's taking up at the front line. Revnon on the other side. Shockwave hits 2. Fallen's already gone down. The Good Luck Terror with that kill. The sub continuing to run away. He should be able to make it way out. No! Stager with a flash forward. The stun. Down he goes. 2 kills there for the Rats. Lane 0 Blizzard with a very bad engage there on that team fight, and things went south pretty quick. And now it should be a pretty free Baron. No Fallen here to steal the Baron, which he's done from time to time, but not gonna have a chance now. Bald, he's gonna go forward here. He's got the Black Shield on him. He's just gonna zone the enemy team here. Make sure they get the Baron. That's all that was there. Honestly, I would have picked Lane 0 Blizzard to win this series, but after the Rats game 1, and the way they battled back in game 2 here has been, I mean, just very impressive, and making me feel very silly. The Rats, I mean, I thought they were good. I thought they put up a good fight, but much better than I thought. Rev 9 gonna go forward again. He's already found Bald. Black Shield wasn't there in time, but now is put on Bald. Leak's already very low. The Curtain Call comes in, finding some damage on the Revenant. The X2 is going to come through. It will pick off here. Another death on the side of Blizzard, and that makes 18 for the game. Now we get the Mountain Drake. The Rats finally get their turn to take one. I would have loved another third Cloud Drake for Jhin, but sadly we will be denied. Really what they should do is make it so that 4 Drakes can spawn of any type in every game. And that way they can have 4 Cloud Drakes for Jhin. I think that would be fitting. It's interesting to note he went for Guardian Angel after the Rapid Fire Cannon and Storm Razor instead of the Infinity Edge. He did pick up the Grievous Wounds, but kind of, I don't know, just interesting he went for that in that order. Is the 0 kill, 1 death, 10 assist Jhin. So the executes haven't really come in for him, so he's just like, alright, I'm giving up on damage this time. I'm just gonna have a cool little halo around me, aura. But Zeiss is actually in a really good... He's got a lot of items here. He did go for the Bloodthirster third, which is... Hey. I'm not one... hey, he's better player than I am, so... mechanically, he's much better, so I can't really argue with him. I won't judge it. Won't knock it. Asher is going to come in. We'll find a stun. Now a team fight will break out. Revnon again gets the Lu ultimate. The Staker in the back line. Looks like he's in the wrong place. We'll go down. Now, the sub flash for it. Oh, he misses it though. If he could have landed that stun, that would have been huge for lane 0. The ball's going to get slowed, but he should... Nope, still going to get away, looks like. Now, flash forward from Zyzo. We'll get the slows. Now, Curtain Call opens up. He's turning his attention to Zyzo, but Revnon will tank that. So Zyzo's flash goes essentially wasted there. And now, lane 0 Blue has gotten some pressure back for themselves. But the game is certainly not in their not significantly in their favor. It's about back to even. 5 turrets to 5 turrets, and the gold's basically dead even as well. So it's anybody's game at this point. Both teams battling back from being slightly down, and we're back to a pretty even kilter here. Again, Last Whisper. Okay, so just no one... Ivy Lurkin doesn't like Infinity Edge, I guess. No one likes... Zyzo and... I don't know if Zyzo and Ivy Lurkin just agreed not to buy Infinity Edge because it's a bad item. Like, what happened here? But no one wants to buy it, I guess. I don't know. The Last Whisper does make sense because of Revdon specifically, and the fact that Jhin can't really kill tanks. Oh my god, what is this build? Zyzo just got Mercurial Scimitar? This is like the max freaking lifesteal Ashe. Everyone knows this. Everyone knows this build. The max lifesteal Ashe. Might as well just be Vladimir at this point, just like sucking the blood out of everyone. Just giving... Ashe is just gonna give this suck to Urgot. Gonna be the Zeeks though. Okay. Threw out everything I know about builds because I think you go Athene Zonias or you go Zonias first on Morgana. And like Zeus is not bad on Morgana by any means, but like I feel like you need Zonius at some point if you're gonna play Morgana. But apparently Glucom Terror does not think so, because he says screw that, I ain't buying that item. And we got Mortal Reminder, Guardian Angel completed for Ivy Lurkin, still no Infinity Edge. I don't know what's happened at this point. Death Brush will be set up by lane 0 here, but there's really nothing to intrigue the rats and make them come this way. Okay, missed opportunity. Ball just gonna walk right past him. Also, Baron spawning, guys. Baron is up in like 5 seconds. Might want to get over there. Dragon is spawning as well. With 2 objectives here, and Ball looking for an engaged. Pops Righteous Glory will. Nope, nothing found there. All summoners except subs and Zyzo's Flash, which are crucial cooldowns because it's the 2 carries on Blizzard's side, and they don't have Flash, so... Everything else available, but those not being available is pretty big. Windsor Blizzard are going to try and make their way at mid lane. We'll get the turret here, but the engage is coming through. Curtain Call, and the ult back in from Pantheon. He's getting very low, and he should go down, so they bought some time. Zyzo kiting well in the backline. He's got the Lulu ultimate and Redemption on him. The lifesteal just keep him so healthy, and he should be able to win this team fight. Looks like LZBLZ will win this team fight in the end. Double kill for Ashe, and oh no, the Guardian Angel, but pretty much wasted here. Ivy Lurkin has no way to get out of this one. The hook misses, but his life is I don't know rhyme. Life is dismissive. Dismissed this. I don't know. There's not a word there that rhymes. I tried. But apparently the triple lifesteal Ashe is really good, and Solarion's gonna die, so we're going to a game 3. Triple lifesteal Ashe coming to a solo queue game near you. Zyzo thinks it's good, and it worked really well. He got 9 kills, so he only died twice. Who am I to argue against facts and logic? You know what I mean? They're just facts and logic. And we'll show the damage charts here. Yeah. There we go. I remembered this time. And I didn't get an invite, so I didn't go to the lobby. Alright. There you go. You guys happy with that? Apparently the triple lifesteal Ashe, very good. Does a lot of damage. Who would have known? I was like about every single build, I was like half right about it. It was like, well, this is true, and they're probably going to do this. And I was like, yeah, but also I'm going to build 2 other lifesteal items. Instead of getting Infinity Edge, I'm going to build 2 other lifesteal items. Yeah, again, this Kaisa, surprised we haven't seen it. Like, it's still really good, and just teams, like, Trump is playing it, like, people are playing it, but just not in the cards, I guess. We've had, 2 pretty long, 30-plus minute games here. And it's been a battle. Like, they've been pretty grueling, pretty long ones. With people fighting back and forth. Like, game 1 was a slow victory, but game 2 very much fighting back and forth for every inch. But now, on to the game 3, the deciding game now. Go big or go home. Or come back next week, really is the... That's really what we're... Either win or don't. It doesn't matter. You're playing. Well, not next week. We have a bye next week, but you're still playing. I haven't really set the stakes up very well for this one. I don't think. My bad. But hey, it's still game 3. It actually does mean quite a bit, because I think this series will definitely have playoff seeding implications. So this actually is a really big series. Pretty sure about that one. Now just waiting. Everyone's in the lobby, so we should be getting done into game here any second. One side is ready. We're just waiting for... All right, into game we go, or at least champ select. And Darius is banned again. What else? What else is new, huh? Alistair. So guess we're gonna do the same thing, guys. Very original. Very original. It'd be interesting to see if Twisted Fate is also banned in Game 3 like it has been previously, but again, I'm just not really sure why. Like, it's something new. I haven't seen that. Them ban, like, anyone really play it besides Brandon. But we're gonna, yeah, Fiddlesticks, Camille. Like, we're the same ban phase here. And Lane Zero's just, they've just banned Camille every game, which is very strange. Like, I understand banning it on red side, but blue side, like, I don't know why you wouldn't take it. Because Fallen plays it, and like Fallen clearly values that champion. If he's gone to this much trouble, he's always is banning or picking that thing pretty much. Yeah, and they're running it back, so it looks like the Rats is running back their draft phase, and so so is Lane Zero. I mean, Lucian's what Bueller can have his Gus on, and they took it away in game 2, and he played Jhin, which I mean, like, I just don't think Jhin is I don't think it's super strong, to be honest. Like, I think the reason... Well, A, it's lost both games today. So, again, that's more evidence to it not being very strong. As we get Graves' first pick and the Sejuani follow-up from Fallen, I think Graves is still very strong. And a pretty good pick in Sejuani. Now, this is something I don't know if they've done this on purpose, but every single player has like hovered Twitch today for Lane Zero, and I don't know if they're like doing that, if they're like just wondering if I'll notice. I don't know what the deal is here, but I feel like something fishy is afoot. Maybe something stinky. But as we get Lulu again, second game of Lulu, I think it worked out pretty well in game 1. Again, melee support's kind of what's in right now. It's kind of has been in since Ardent Censor got nerfed, and they even over nerfed a lot of the enchanter items, and they reverted that because they were like, oh yeah, it's really bad now. But still, like, enchanter supports have never really made a comeback after that. But yeah, apparently that's what they want to go for. Leona though, a pretty good pick into Lulu because Lulu doesn't really have enough harass to make Leona's life hard, and Leona can all-in her, and Lulu doesn't really have any escape tools. You suppose you could use your W defensively to try and turn Leona into a cute little critter and make her harmless, but that I don't know if that's enough really to buy enough space from Leona, especially when you hit the level 6 mark. That bottom lane could be very, very problematic. And no Orianna. Solarian's going to go for that one again. It just makes the most sense. And Yorick going to be picked up here. So we've seen Yorick banned quite a bit by the Rats, of course, because Revnon is playing it. But they've done it pretty much every time in the second ban phase. So this time... Lanes just decides to take it right in the first round, and they're like, we don't have anything we really need, so we're just going to take a Yorick instead. We're going to prioritize that, because they've continuously banned it away, and we still think we can get the other picks we need. And the Aatrox as well. Going to join the ban table as Ornn previously there. They'll say hello. And Ashe on the other side, which... Yeah, Ashe, I didn't think it was going to do well, but Zyzo made it work, made it look really good. And the triple lifesteal build, hey. You got to innovate at some point. And at the very least, you get some funny funny memes out of it, and the Tristana as well. So two crit 80 carries, two pretty traditional crit 80 carries going to be taken away. Twitch would actually be interesting if it actually was picked. I know they're just hovering it. They've just been hovering it all day. But Twitch would actually be an interesting pick here with Lulu. But Sivir, again, a much more sensible option. Sivir, a very underrated champion. People have not been playing it, but ever since Worlds, it's been good. Like, it's been really good. And the Spell Shield, Sivir's Spell Shield, probably one of the best abilities in the game. I'm going to say that. Obviously, it's one of those abilities that you have to use correctly, right? Like, Blitzcrank Hook can be the best ability in the game, unless you hook a Cho'Gath. You know, like, oh, I hooked the enemy Ashe. It's the best ability of the game. It's a 40-minute. I hooked the enemy Ashe and we picked her off before the team fight house. Oh, it's 30 minutes. I just hooked the enemy Cho'Gath and he ate my AD carry alive. You know, it's one of those abilities where like you got to use it correctly, otherwise it's not good. But when you use it correctly, it's like one of the best abilities. And we get Draven. Okay, so as I'm rambling on about Sivir, we get a Gnar and a Draven on the other side. So this team comp is very lane dominant from the Rats here. Gnar, generally a pretty heavy laner in the top lane against the York. He's probably going to win that one. And Orianna and Victor, I'm pretty sure Orianna wins that one early for the most part. And so they've picked like 3 winning lanes here. Like the Leona Draven combo as well. Like the Rats are looking to kill people in the bottom lane here. They got a Sivir Lulu. Now the one issue is again you have Spell Shield on Sivir. And they can't really go for Sivir here. Like they have to fight they have to go for the kill on the Lulu. I'd be lurking Lulu Empire, have to be focusing Link because that's who they're gonna really kill. So that would be my game plan. So Lulu's Flash is gonna be a really important cooldown to keep track of. But I'm excited to see. We've seen some Josh play some Draven. Seen some Dravens, a few here and there. But in a game 3, a pretty bold decision to go for the Draven. I like it, though. Ivy Lurkin did not look... It wasn't that he looked bad in the gym, but it just wasn't a pick that was working out. Like, it wasn't... I don't think it was what they needed at that point. So, a true 80 carry, some damage... Makes some sense here. And I'm excited to see if he can pull that one off. I think he's a pretty mechanically intensive player. And Draven certainly is a mechanically intensive champion. As I was saying, this series does... I think we'll have playoff implications. Blizzard is 3-1 right now. The Rats are 1-3. Which means that the Rats obviously are in a great spot right now, but it's still very early in the season. And I think with the Rats' performance tonight, like they look a lot better. You know what I mean? Like they look like if they're playing Blizzard in a very competitive series, even if they lose this, like I feel like this bodes pretty well for them. And if they win this, they're right back in the league. But even if they lose this, like they've still got the potential to sneak in at the bottom half, and so this series could be huge. Because maybe Blizzard drops a few games and all of a sudden they're at the bottom and scraping to get in, and so I think this matchup's pretty important, and could be Rats way back into the standings here. Finally get some interesting. Finally get some champions let through and some interesting picks here in Game 3. The Yorick, the Draven, even the Gnar. Gnar is like one of those champions that like at certain points in the history of League of Legends, it's like, all right, we don't need to see Gnar every game. But, not having seen him for a while, it's just nice to go back to it. Check him out again, see what's up. Got about like 30 seconds left on the delay, and then we'll hop in Victor, like every lane matchup's pretty entertaining here. The Victor Orianna's gonna be good too, and the sub took heal Orianna again. Solarian on the cleanse. He's on that juice cleanse diet. I'm on that juice cleanse. I don't think I could endure a juice cleanse. That seems like pretty much torture. Yeah, that's not for me. Maybe I should move out to LA and start a podcast. I don't think I could get with a juice cleanse. I'm told that's required of the culture. Okay. There we go. And into game 3 we go, the deciding game. It's all or nothing. Winner takes the marbles. Hopefully doesn't lose them immediately after, but very much possible. Yorick going to be going for the Conqueror, though, which pretty standard, but does give him some all-in potential there. I have many a time been caught and surprised by Yorick damage. And here we go. On to our third and final game. So we get some more cool skins. No Skinergy this time though. No matching skins. Little disappointing, but
30 seconds until minions spawn.
stack here for the rats. Maybe you gotta look for something. First Blood. Whew. First Blood Draven. I've played that and played against that many a time, and it ain't fun to play against. Let me tell you that. It's a painful experience. Fortunately, not going to happen this time. Now from this side, if you do leash on this side, unless you pull the red buff out, you cannot have axes when you get to the lane, I believe. If you pull the red buff, it's possible, but if you don't, it's not. If you do start on the blue side, it's actually possible to have double axes spinning when you enter the lane. But you gotta be like, you gotta obviously time it right, and the blue buff can't. The blue buff either has to be where it spawns or like closer to the lane, and you have to walk through the river, which is risky. So there's a little bit of a side difference if you start with Draven. It can matter. But Sivir is a very easy champion to sit back and farm safely on, so we'll see if Zyzo and Leek can just hold their own. Bald already getting aggressive there with the Gnar. Well, I've Fleet Footwork too, which is the movement speed really going to help him out kiting against the Yorick. As long as he can hold that jump to get out of Yorick's little, you know, spirit wall, little wall of ghouls, he'll be fine. Bald gonna go mega and land. Little whack onto Revdon there. He's taking some pretty good trades early on. Revdon already out of corrupting potion charges. Right now, a little bit of a jungler interaction here. Fallen and the Staker running into each other. And the sub has already made his way over. A flash from the Staker and a dash to follow it up. We'll get away safely, but now Summoner Spell-less. Conqueror has been one of those keystones that was like kind of really good for a while, and then like kind of nerfed it, so it's not great anymore. But still finds use on certain champions, and certain champions just like you know, they get a lot of use out of it, like almost abuse at a certain point. Draven, like getting extra AD on Draven, especially early in the game, is like, oh, it just hurts, man. That's tough to deal with. As expected, a slight CS lead in the Draven Saber lane, but it's really not. It's really not very much yet. As long as Zyzo and Leek can just hang out for a little bit longer, they should be good. And Bald gonna go Mega again. Not gonna go in this time. Revdon already used that TP. He experienced a lot of early harass, and right now he's down 15 CS, and he's already lost that Summoner spell. So, only going pretty well for Bald, but a gank in here from Fallen, and well, Bald will flash out of that one. Was necessary that time, but you know, a lane that started pretty well for him. Staker on the other side hasn't really done a whole lot as of yet in the game. His farm isn't really that much higher. He has harassed, you know, fallen a little bit, getting into his jungle and stealing away some small raptors, I think. But overall, really not much done on his side. Draven is you know, an interesting champion in the way his axes work, auto-augmenting his auto attacks. One of the marks of a player who really knows Draven and is very mechanically gifted is the ability to spin 3 axes, which you technically can't do, but you can is made possible by like if you have enough attack speed. You can basically just like and you're throwing the axes. If you're autoing constantly and catching the axes, you can actually keep 3 up in the air. So, like you'll have 1 in the air and then 2 in your hand, so you can auto 3 times in a row with axes. Because the game doesn't think, oh, you have 2 axes because 1's not in your hand. It's traveling. The travel time makes it possible. So far, not a ton of action here in Game 3. Just taking things slow, taking things safe. Don't want to throw it all away on a bad play. So I've also just thought that Draven, like the spinning axe, like catching a spinning axe, seems pretty epic. But the sub now finds himself in trouble. Staker and Solarian on him. Solarian has the Shockwave available. The sub has both Summoner spells. Glowtime Terror and IB Lurkin is here as well. The sub just going to give this one up. Well, actually, he's stunned with the Staker. Maybe he could execute. No, it's not going to happen. The Staker is going to find it. The first blood over here, and Solarian gets the assist. So not able to get away in the end, but he saved the Summoner spells. So at least the return kill is unlikely. Yeah. I just think that if you of the things you can juggle, I think like axes, flaming stuff that's on fire, and chainsaws are like the top 3. Like spinning axes, chainsaws, yeah, stuff that's on fire. I think number one would be a chainsaw that's... Well, a chainsaw on fire would just blow up because it's a thing made of gasoline. So I guess the top thing is just... An axe on fire has to be the like most intense thing, the coolest thing you can juggle. Leek and Zyzo are just gonna harass Ivy Lurkin and Good Luck Terror here, prevent their backs. But Zyzo down a lot of CS already. The shockwave used on sub here, the Staker is here with the red buff. And the heal's gonna be used by the sub. Oh, and collateral damage? No, the sub flash is not gonna be quite enough there, but very, very close. Both summoner spells now gone. He's already died once, and now both summoner spells gone for the sub. Not a great opener here. But no deaths yet. Yeah, Draven already picked up that BF sword though, and when you proc Conquer with BF sword, you're in a world of hurt if you just keep the autoing attacking there. Of course, Yorick is one of those champions has been criminally underloved. Not very many people play him, which is very sad, you know? It's like one of those champions that has a rich backstory and it's very interesting gameplay and things like that, but... well, he can be a little one-dimensional at times, I will... that I will say. But a champion's not utilized very often, and Revdon's kind of like got a champion pool that's like made up of champions. I don't know if he just kind of likes them or he just like randomly picked them, and that's how he learned. You know, he learned them, so he just invested time in them. But he, you know, like Darius and Yorick aren't like super mainstream champions. Like Darius more so, but I think he started playing Darius long before he was like meta, because Darius was like. Instead of going Cleaver, Darius started like going Triforce, and that kind of made him like a meta champion again. For a while, at least a little bit. And, but I think Revenant played Darius before that, and was like, you know, because this is a Darius player. No idea how long he's been playing those champions, though. I am unsure. Now Fawn just waiting for this counter gank here, but he doesn't know that he is spotted, and down he goes. Ignite gonna tick down, and Solarian will actually pick it up in the end. Fawn there, looking for him, make sure he, you know, his bot lane doesn't get ganked, or maybe he can get a gank off, and well, he was just sitting and waiting. The enemy team knew he was there all along with a good ward over the wall, and he gets instantly blown up. Good call, good rotations, and down he goes, falling in a fall for the second kill of the game. SFL Fallen Kingdom, our next live-action movie. Featuring people missing skill shots and a bunch of ghouls screaming really loudly. The ball, though, going to turn this one back around on Revdon, saying, "Stop that! It sounds awful!" Why are they screaming like that? As they continue. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I think that's a... Is that a bug? Like, that audio is very, very loud. Is it... I feel like it's like one of those... Oh, gee... Alright, can we stop listening? Jeez, these ghouls, they're going crazy. They're out for blood, man. They don't care whether you're bald or not. They wanna eat you. Last here is probably better, actually. Now that I think about it. Makes their work a little bit easier. Yeah, very slow start to game 3. No one's doing anything too crazy. Couple kills here and there, but nothing crazy. Especially interesting because you got a Draven in the game, you know? And blue buff can be handed over to Solarion. Good jungler. Nice jungler. Good. He's gonna give him a little treat after this. When I think of mid laners and junglers and their relationship, I always think of quarterbacks and offensive linemen. But for those who don't know, they're football positions, but like the quarterback runs the offense, and like the offensive linemen are just big meatballs who sit in front of them. Basically, my point is, they do all the dirty work, and the quarterback gets all the credit. Is what I'm saying. And there's this like tradition in the NFL, the Professional Football League, where the starting quarterback, buys all the offensive linemen like some expensive gift. Well, hold that thought. I be lurking with a good stand aside, but now good look, I'm caught up by the Sejuani from Fallen Artemis. It looks like the engage will just fizzle out. Not quite ending up in the way they wanted it to, so. Zyzo and Leak still under fire here on this bottom lane turret. Oh, it looks like delayed will miss there from Terror and no engage, but it's probably good. If he had gone in there, he probably would have died. Fallen's still hanging around here. I'm not sure if something's going to happen. Okay. Back to my story. Back to my thought. The quarterbacks are supposed to like buy all the offensive linemen like an expensive gift of some kind. Like when I say expensive, I mean like worth like $20,000 or $30,000 for each of them. Like each of the 5 starting offensive linemen. Look like I'm Terra now going to go in here. Going to find the Leak, but look like I'm Terra taking a turret, but still Leak's very low and. Looks like the kill would picked up Ivy Lurking, going to cash that one in. Now going against Zyzo. He's only got the 1 axe right now, though. He's going to be forced to flash away. Zyzo flash. He gets the kill, but now Staker gets the kill in return. So a 2v2 trade overall. But the Draven was able to cash in those stacks before he went down, which is pretty crucial. Jesus, those ghouls are crazy. Staker also looking for this first turret here. Doing his best to take this one down. Even falling a little up tap on the way out. I keep getting interrupted, but the story, basically, I kind of imagine LZS teams doing the same thing, where like the mid laner gives gifts to the jungler, like, thanks for all the blue buffs, here's an expensive gift, with that. I feel, supports probably, AD carries do the same thing with supports, like that sort of thing, and then the top laner's just left alone like he always is. That's kind of how I imagine it. Stormrazor now for the Graves that we saw Black Cleaver first, I think, in the other games. If I'm not mistaken. I think Fallen went for Black Cleaver first. Well, after the jungle item, after Warrior. But the Graves is rather far ahead right now. Like 2,000 gold ahead. Far ahead. Of the Sejuani of Fallen Artemis, so it's quite a difference. Mountain Drake now. Gonna be a decision here. The second Drake of the game. Already Notion secured. And that's pretty easy. Staker also is up 2 levels right now, so Lane 0 is like fine because they scale well. Like obviously not a good early game, but it's really fine. Like it doesn't really matter that they're behind right now. It's a lot of gold, yes, but again, Sivir and Victor, like they can stall out the game pretty much as long as they want. Like as long as they don't do dumb stuff and get picked off, like this game might go a while. Look, I'm terrible. We'll get out. Ninja mission to enemy lines to secure that ward. Now Revnon is trying to avoid this dive here. Staker looking for a little something. Fallen clearing out some wards, trying to help out his top laner as well. Now engaging the bottom side. It looks like Leek has found Terra has found Leek. Ivy lurking. Oh. Won't be able to quite get onto him and find the kill, but Leek's flash is down now. So Iso still does not have his back up. Neither does the enemy bottom lane, of course. The rats do not have their summoners as well. But this, yeah, that's going to be the turret there. Top lane has also fallen, and now just the mid lane left, and that's already very low. So the rats, despite battling against very good wave clear champs, have been able to get a lot of damage on these turrets, and take two already at 1830. Staker also going to invade here, looking for this blue buff. We'll smite it away, so no hand over Solarion. We'll probably hand over his own. Just wanted to make sure he got that one. Mid lane turret now falls as well. All three outer turrets have fallen now. Pre-20 minutes is actually very good here. The Rats at a very good pace to win this game, honestly. Like, their team comp is doing exactly what it needs to, and are getting the Rifttail charge here on the inner bottom turret. This would be really good, but lane 0 going to look for an engage. Sejuani ult does land and pick off there. Ivy lurking. Is kiting backwards, but his friend has already fallen. Now Shockwave hits 4 for a big Shockwave there. Solarion, sub goes down. Solarion earned his dinner tonight. Zyza will fall as well. And now, Fallen Artemis, the only one left, will kill the Rift Herald, but the rest of his team is completely dead. Very much dead. That was a huge Shockwave. Solarion putting the team on his back, and now the inhibitor is the focus. And that should fall as well. And breaking a base open pre-20 minutes after just breaking the outers is... well, that's a very, very big swing for them as well. And I think they will get the inhibitor. Yep, they will. Okay. Just another auto at 2. They got it. Nobody panic. Nobody worry. It's all good. It's always the worst feeling when you just got like 2 hits left. But you know you gotta leave or you'll die. Full split push build though from Gnar. Frozen Mallet here. So he's definitely looking to fight the Yorick in the side lane, who's of course gone for the Triforce. Look, I'm Terra now. Has found the sub though. Gonna chain the CC and the sub's gonna die. Walked a little bit too far up there. Straight into the waiting arms of Good Luck, I'm Terra there. And the Staker was more than happy to clean everything up. But now, bearing him to focus, 250 is the time. But no mid laner here. The sub dead already. Fallen, I mean, he might have to have a hero steal here. Had Digital Shockwave, but Zyzo and Link are already dead. Fallen's gonna have to do something huge. Is he gonna get it? Oh my god, he stole it! Fallen stole, oh my god. Alright, he stole the Baron. He did something huge, but, well, Zyzo and Link were instantly deleted by the Shockwave from Solarion, who went from Luden's Echo straight to Deathcap. Has the pen boots as well, but Luden's Echo straight to Deathcap, so he blows those guys up. But Fallen is actually given a chance here. If Baron was taken, this game's over. There's no way Lane 0 comes back. The only way they stay in this game is a Baron steal, and Fallen just did it. Unfortunately for them, there's an Infernal Drake right now, which means they're bleeding even more objectives, but that was a huge steal. Like, that literally gave them a chance to win the game. Like, that's what that Baron steal did, so... if they win this game, you can credit Fallen for giving them a chance. We'll see if he can continue the heroics, though. Staker even had a level advantage on him, so that's a rough one to explain. You're like, oh no, oh no. You're just at that. You're just like, all right. I think Superstar ready though at 20 minutes it just makes things really hard to deal with. Sivir's wave clear isn't really aligned. She just got the BF sword. Like, At Infinity Edge, she just kind of deletes every wave. At this, she really doesn't, you know. She clears normal waves very fast, but with the supers, the extra, you know, armor, the extra health, and the supers themselves, it's just really difficult to clear consistently in a timely manner. But the Rats, undeterred by this Baron Steel from falling, are continuing to push forward. They've gotten rid of every single turret outside of the base here. They've already broken the bottom inhibitor. They're turning their attention towards the top lane now. And no one in the mid lane. That wave should push for them, but no one in the mid lane here to push the wave, you know, in an expeditious manner. They're here for the long haul. They're here to siege, man. Arn Sensor was already the pick up for Leak, so there's a chance that you know, Zyzo pops off in a team fight and is able to do a ridiculous amount of damage. The Shockwave's gonna already kill Leak, forced to flash out a sub as well. Solarian has landed huge shockwaves in multiple games today, in multiple times in this game alone, and well, that's what got them his lead and his. Okay, those ghouls need to stop that, and well, Bald is able to misses that ult, but it doesn't matter. Looks like the side of the Rats are still charging forward, and the Fallen's going to miss his ultimate as well, so just trading ultimates. Flash forward, the Ball's going to miss, or hit Zyzo. Zyzo with that one does not miss, and now the inhibitor. The Rats are going to break open a second inhibitor, pre-25 minutes. Sub trying to get some damage back, Fallen charged in as well, but beautifully dodged there by Solarion and Bald. Now Stater going forward, a lot of damage will not find a kill. Overgrowth going to save Fallen Artemis' life. Solarion still going forward, but he's very low. Oh, taken out by the sub. 1,000 gold shutdown over the sub. But the Nexus turrets already go under fire. One's already down, and the second one is the focus here. Looks like. Oh, the Rats are going to give it up. They're not going to try to go for the end here. Going to turn back to the mid lane, have killed the mid lane inhibitor. The turret. And now Fallen's going to go forward with the fight. Stand aside, buys a little bit of time. Golem Terra goes in for the engage. Sub and Fallen trading backwards here. Revnon going. Should pick up that kill. Revnon finally finds his kill and Golem Terra, but 2 inhibs down and the Nexus turret as well. And we're just at the 25-minute mark. And now, Zyzo tries to wave clear. That's the name of the game. The sub's going to help. Whole team's going to help, but yeah, this is going to be a tough one. Zyzo's going to have to pull a Teddy here. He's on the right champion, but can he do it? Is the question. Solarion, you see the guy on your screen there. He's got the Magi's. He's got the Shockwaves. The Oblivion Orb. He's got everything he needs. One more Shockwave and the game's over pretty much. Zybe Lurking walks into a wall. He's gone for the Guardian Angel build again. No Infinity Edge. Got Guardian Angel and QSS. He knows he has on Draven with Storm Rage and Rapid Fire. You got like enough damage really. If you're this far ahead, you don't really need the extra damage. If it was even, that'd be a different story. But now we get an engage here. Fawn looking for the right ultimate. And nothing found here yet. It looks like both sides will go their separate ways and wait for the minion waves. They're attempting to clear this one. Gravity Well going to buy some room. The Ghoul going forward, but taken out very quickly. Both sides just posturing, waiting for this last team fight. Well, if the Rats win it, it'll be the last team fight. If Lane Zero wins it, it'll just extend the game longer. But here we go. Here's the engage. Zyzo calls the charge. And, oh, 1 kill already down. Collateral damage. He's going to get a lot in the backline. Zyzo falls, Fallen falls. And now the Rats might just earn their next victory. Leak going to survive for a while. But Staker now with a quadra kill. And it looks like Revnon will hide in the base. Deny him the Penta. I think that's going to be the case here. Oh, he's TP'd. He TP'd away, so they couldn't found him, dive him. Revnon with a 200 IQ plays to save the day. He doesn't want to die. And with that, the Rats will take it. Which, an impressive victory from them, beating a very strong team in Lane 0 Blizzard. Honestly, didn't expect that. Really showed me I was wrong to doubt them there. And so they take the game and the series with it. A 2-1 victory for the Rats. A tough, hard-fought game for sure. But thank you for watching. That's going to do it for us tonight. I believe the second stream is still going on, so you can go ahead, head over there and watch that. But before you do so, just a couple of plugs. Of course, use the Humble Bundle link. Use the Acer link. Those are around. So just go ahead and use those. It helps us out. And you can check me out at twitch.tv/I'mNotKeos. You can check me out on YouTube there as well. So thanks a lot for watching, and I think we have next week off, if I'm not mistaken, but we should be back after that, and better than ever. So tune in again, and have a great night, everyone. Thanks for watching.